All right, Tim, I'll bite. I'll bite. You're not being nasty, so I'll bite. I've said this a lot, okay? Why am I voting for Trump? That's kind of what your question is, right? Do I think he's a perfect person? No. Do I think he's made mistakes? Absolutely. Again, show me a perfect politician, I'll give you $1 million, okay? What I know is what I have just lived through the last 3.5 years as a small business owner in this country, okay? I remember COVID when our businesses were being shut down, but big corporations were allowed to stay open, okay? I remember that. I remember people being forced to take something that they didn't want. I remember that. And are now dealing with a lot of health issues because of it. And that's all I can say on that topic because I'll get taken down like that on this site. I remember that. What I know is that the costs under a Kamala Harris campaign have skyrocketed for me, my family, and for my other fellow Americans, okay? The latest jobs report came out that the Biden-Harris infiltrated numbers over 1 million jobs that they supposedly created, and now we are learning that that is a lie. What I see is gaslighting all day long from the Kamala Harris campaign. Zero policies, but the ones that she's talked about has either taken it from Trump or are insanely crazy with the 44% capital gains tax, 25K for families. Someone has to pay for that. You can't just keep giving free shit out. The border, 16 million people have been allowed into this country, Tim. And you know what? They have nothing. They can't work. They don't have any homes. So they're just being dumped onto the state's infrastructure systems where now they're taking money away from minority communities that might need that. And housing, free healthcare, free cell phones, free weekly payments, free EBT cards, all of it. It's not free. I'm old enough to understand that nothing in this world is free. The government is not a business. The only thing that they're in a business of is taking money from us and giving it to whoever they want, especially their lobbyists. I'm done with the career establishment politicians. I'm done with it. We are living under Kamala Harris presidency right now. She is no different than Joe Biden. Same policies, same belief systems. And I don't want any more of it. Okay? Donald Trump is a businessman. He has made himself a billionaire by businesses all over the world. So if anyone can look at this country like a business and run it as such, it's going to be him. He doesn't need the establishment money. He doesn't need the lobby money. He doesn't need it. And that's why they hate him. That's why, since that man came down the elevator, they have been continuously attacking him, his character, his family, his businesses. Prior to him becoming a politician, the Oprahs, the Obamas, the Beyoncés, all of them were buddy-buddy with him until he became a Republican politician. Then it was an all-out attack on him. And I'm not going to sit back and go, you guys all thought he was the greatest thing in the world until he became a politician, and then miraculously he's a terrible person. I'm not buying any of that, okay? Again, I don't think he's perfect, and I do know he's made mistakes. But this country economically can't do another 4 to 8 years of this. I care more about my fellow Americans that are struggling in this economy right now. The economy and the border, inflation, the high crime everywhere. I literally just saw a New York Post story where an 80-something-year-old man got chased down in the street by a group of thugs and they beat him up. I remember when women were just walking down the street in New York getting punched in the face. And I also know that this whole gaslighting thing about abortion is just that. It's gaslighting. It is a state level issue where you want to vote on it, you vote on the state. That's where it is. Bringing it back down to the state for people like you and me to vote on it is probably the most democratic thing you could do. What I care about is being able to afford to live. Okay? I don't want to go to the grocery store and pay $300 something for 3 bags. Okay? My property taxes, my car insurance, my house insurance, my mortgage rate, all of that. It doesn't make it affordable, and it is not sustainable. Kamala is going for like a 44.6% capital gains tax. Do you know what that would do to the American business? Do you know it would send them overseas? She's basically running an Obama 2.0 campaign at this point. And what happened? Those businesses went overseas. American businesses can't handle that, okay? Small business like mine, we are the heartbeat of this nation. That would absolutely wreck us. It would wreck us. You know that. So that's why. These are all of the ideas. Mind you, she hasn't given one policy. Not one. Just, I hate Donald Trump. Donald Trump is bad. Project 2025. That's the same shit they keep saying over and over again. And I watched every single night of the DNC just to see what she's going. Did she talk about fracking? No. Did she talk about energy? No. Did she talk about anything about that border other than, I care about border security? She and her boss let in 16 million people, and they're still coming in at the southern border, just so you know. These are issues that are plaguing everyday Americans. I don't care that Donald Trump said this to hurt your mother's, sister's, brother's feelings. I don't care about that. Feelings and joy don't help bring inflation down, crime down, all of it. It doesn't help. I'm not voting on emotion. I'm voting with common sense. I'm voting with my pocketbook. I can look at Donald Trump and see his flaws 1,000%. But I know this country looked better economically under him than it has the past 3.5 years. And that is the main talking point I'm going to give. I don't care if he hurt someone's feelings. I don't care about his mean tweets. I don't care. What I care about is this country economically can't do another 4 to 8 years of Democrats in power, or we are not going to have an economy. The fact that our southern border was overrun with 16 million people and they'll blame it on the border bill. If it wasn't being overrun with people because of you wouldn't need a border bill to secure the border. You see what I'm saying? It's another talking point that they can go, look, we care, but Donald Trump stopped it. I remember his executive orders. I remember him wanting to build the wall to help slow migration down. And he got called a racist for it. And the government said, we don't have any money to help you build this border to secure our nation, but yet have trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars to give to Ukraine. Do you see what I'm saying? It's the hypocrisy for me with the Democrats. It's the gaslighting with me with the Democrats. I'm over it. I'm over it. Donald Trump will be getting my vote for all of these reasons and so much more that I don't have time for on this video. Okay? I appreciate you asking me the question. I appreciate you not being an asshole. That's why I'm answering you right now. But I can't do it. We are living under a Kamala Harris presidency right now. She is the vice president of the United States. And she got up on that stage last night with another scripted speech with a teleprompter. And the same thing with Joe Biden. She's yet to have one press interview. She's yet to answer any questions on how she's going to do what she's going to do to fix these problems. It's just more of I hate Donald Trump and Project 2025. And you're losing your rights as a woman. I'm not losing my rights as a woman. I'm going to be 50 years old this year. Haven't lost one rights. But you want to know who has lost rights? Our female athletes. Our female athletes had to fight their own government for their right to compete against biological women. And you know who did that, Tim? The Democrat Party, when they changed the words of Title IX. 26 states had to sue the government to get these female athletes their rights to compete against other biological women. Those are the women I stand for. Those are the rights that I stand for. And Donald Trump and the Republican Party stand with them. Now, the Republican Party have a lot of problems. I'll be the first one to admit it, okay? Kind of feel I'm some more of a centrist if you ask me that. Am I Republican? Yes. Am I going to be voting Republican up and down the ticket? Abso-fucking-lutely. Because I can't do another 4 to 8 years of this. Gaslighting, lying, manipulation, fear-mongering, scare tactics. Trump is bad. Nothing. I purposely watched every night of the DNC with an open mind. Tell me something, Kamala. Tell me what you're going to do to fix this economy. And I got nothing. Nothing. Just a bunch of celebrities. I hate Donald Trump. Project 2025. That's all I got. And nothing about policy, nothing about fracking, energy, domestic, all of it. The wars overseas, very scripted answer. Oh, Israel's got to defend itself, but Palestinians, no, very scripted, very safe answers, okay? I'm done funneling wars overseas. Under Trump, we had 0 new wars. I don't want any war. I have a son at fighting age. I don't want that. I don't want that. So these are just one of many reasons why I'm going to be voting for Donald Trump. And watching the DNC just solidified it to the core. So I hope I answered most of your questions. It's Trump 2024 all the way for me because I'm done with the Democrat Party. Good talk.